was telling the group before you came downstairs that as an artist, as a person making a living in this town and in many other towns, I think you're very unique in that not only are you a great performer and a great singer, but a great songwriter, and that's rare. That's rare, and it's always been my contention that you could write these songs without anybody in the room, and I'm sure all your co-writers would agree. It's just not near as fun. So I'll ask you some questions as a songwriter, and then maybe some questions as an artist.
Well, you're kind to say that, but I'm not sure that's true. But it's what you do if you're writing by yourself is it takes about a year as opposed to a day. You never let yourself go to sleep on it. So two heads are better than one.
Right. Well, what qualities make a song great? We hear a lot of things in this town about that's a great song. I think that word is used too often. It's used a lot. Man, great song, great songwriter, great song. And I wonder if that's a great song, then what's after that? I mean, what's stupendous? I don't know. There's no other word ever used. So a pretty good song or a well-crafted song, maybe what we should say. But that's a great song. It just seems to be a cliche, and I understand it's convenient, and that's okay. But you know the difference. We know the difference. Everybody in this room, I think, knows the difference. And we talk about some of those things that maybe make that difference in here. I just wondered what your thoughts were.
Well, first of all, we probably use that a lot of times because we get in a situation where we don't want to look a guy straight in the eyes and go, well, that's kind of an okay song. So at great, it's kind of become maybe kind of okay, I don't know. But as far as, and I think most of these answers to these questions would be different with every guy that would sit in this chair. To me, and Steve can vouch for this, to me, what makes a great song for me is that, and if any of you know any of the hit songs I've had, is that it has its origin in real life. I think for me, and that's what works for me, and probably because that's what works for me. I probably migrate toward that kind of song when I'm listening to other artists as well. So there's that. To me, if it has that, it's just a sort of a given that other people, the listener, is going to find something in it that they can relate to. And so there's that, and I feel that it has to be singable for whoever is performing the song. And I don't know if you guys hear it or not. I could probably feel confident that he does, but I hear on the radio a lot. I hear singers singing a song, and I just think that's not their song. That's so. It's, to me, if I cut an outside song, buddy, it has to really. If we write it, it'll sing for me, or we'll just go, well, we got to change this melody, or we got to do something different. But if I get an outside song, it's got to sing the same way. It's got to be just like it was written for me, or I'm not going to do it, because I think that's as important as any part of it. And obviously, last but not least, the feel and the groove of the song and the melody. That's everything. I mean, I'm not as good a player as Steve, and I've grown over the years. I've become a better player since I met him and other people that I've just stolen all these chords from. I still don't know the name of them, could care less, but he knows. And, melody has, which used to, I just would come into the room and I'd be so uptight about what am I bringing to the table. I've always felt that I was a pretty good wordsmith, and that I could, as far as phrasing and rhyme and meter, I never had an issue with that. That was something that came to me naturally from the beginning. But carrying the melody would used to wig me out. And thanks to a lot of hard work and friends like Steve, I don't have a problem with that now. I'll dive into it. I may make a wrong turn or two, but I'm always riding with people that can steer me back onto the right path. And but it's super important. And I think if everybody looked at those things, which are the basic elements to me, is where the song comes from. Does it sing easy? Does it perform well? and then you know the music, the melody and the rhyme and the rhythm. You know, if you get all that right, it's hard not to have a good song. But the trick is getting all that right. So